call for those bowlers that have not checked in yet. Please go to the check-in room behind lanes 1 and 2 inside of Rev Rates. Okay, bowlers, welcome to the 23rd annual Parker Bohn III Junior Scholarship Tournament. I would like to take this opportunity to thank a few of the following people that have made this year's event possible. First of all, the Brunswick Corporation. Their continued support throughout the history of our event has made it and allowed it to grow bigger and better each and every year. Bill Wolbach of Manchester Accounting Services. Chris Forey with Buddy's Pro Shop. Chuck and Deborah Gardner from Bowl for Life, which, by the way, we will continue those announcements here in a little bit. Chuck will get out on the lanes, but they have donated graciously $5,000 in scholarship money for this event for all the youth. And all the additional sponsors that you see out there in the masking units, they have certainly contributed to this year's event once again. Neil and Nicole Feingold, as well as Charles Anderson, the owners of Howell Lanes, and the entire staff for helping and hosting this year's event. Matt Hemmerich from the PJBG staff and everybody associated there, Danny Wiseman, as well as Billy Gaston for their continued help promoting the tournament throughout the event, as well as their own events. So thank you very much. The volunteers for taking time out of their holiday weekend to spend their weekend with us. The Russo family, Jeremy Schaefer, Larry Gitlitz, Robin Gitlitz, Lauren, Natalie, Michael, Con, Stephanie, Elizabeth, Hannah, and Jackie, just to mention a few of them. I am certain there are others along the way. We can't thank them enough for being a part of our great event. Special guests that we have with us. Chuck Gardner is here from Bowl for Life. He was here all day yesterday. He's going to be here for a little bit this morning. Then he has to bow out because he's got another event tomorrow. We would like to thank Bill O'Neill. He was here yesterday. Eric Krause from Brunswick, as well as Matt Russo. All of those gentlemen will be on board all day. If you notice the live streaming that we have set up, folks, that is compliments of Bill Brylow. Bill is actually here in the building. He will be here with us the entire weekend. Please stop by. You can see Phil doing his live streaming down around 7 and 8. But through the years, the last few years, he's allowed us to use this equipment. Unfortunately, he couldn't make it, and we are honored to have him here with us this week as well. My son Justin has truly been the social king for the event. He's made sure that all of you have found out how to get in touch with us. Send in your entries. He is taking care of that squad by squad. So Justin, from my heart, I can't thank you enough. And last but certainly not least would be Leslie. Folks, you can't believe the amount of time and effort that she has put into this event to make it go and stand the way that it is. She makes me look bigger and better each and every day, and all I have to do is stand behind a microphone for about 5 minutes. So, Leslie, from the bottom of my heart, thank you very, very much for allowing all of us to do this. I would also like to mention any of you that will be attending college this fall and would like to have your scholarships money sent to the college, please email that to Leslie at parkerbohn.com. She got her hands a little full this weekend, but make sure you email that off to Leslie at parkerbohn.com, and she will certainly take care of that. Just a few rules that I would like to share with everybody. Juniors, you will be bowling 5 games of competition today. Follow your score sheet. I believe this squad you will be skipping 2 pairs every game. But follow your score sheet as we'll have the lane assignments that you need to go to. You are allowed 2 re-racks per game. If you need a correction, please find one of the tournament director's staff. I will be on the floor walking back and forth all day. Please do not erase or clear your scores as we have scoring attendants keep it up to date with the scores to try to keep things up each and every moment with the event as it unfolds. 1 out of 4 bowlers from each division will advance to the final with a maximum of 16 bowlers in each division, advancing to tomorrow morning, starting promptly at 9 a.m. In the past 22 years, we have awarded in excess of $200,000 in scholarship, and I certainly know that we are going to continue that this year with at least 25,000 more going out on the floor. The merchandise and raffle tables are available inside of Red Ranks all day. Please make sure that you go in there. The drawings for each and every one of those items will be held at 4 p.m. So if you're interested in tickets, graciously, all that money goes back into the tournament prize fund. That way you can make it bigger and better for all the kids that are competing. If you're interested in food, the restaurant is under, or the snack bar is under renovations right now. So if you go behind lanes 9 and 10, we have a temporary snack bar set up in there, pizza, and a bunch of other amenities. I'm sure that there's some breakfast sandwiches as well, but please make sure you can go in there behind lanes 9 and 10.
If you got all 4 of these, you're going to get the
At this time, I would like to turn it over to Chuck Gardner. He's got a couple special presentations. If you can, please lower the volume just a little bit because our cordless mic is incapable of working right now. But Chuck is pretty loud, and you're going to see that he has some special announcements to make. So please listen for your names.
Morning, everybody. Can you hear me? Hi. Hey, let's do something really quick. Let's have a little round of applause for Parker Bohn III with the all the things that he does for the sport, yet he figured out a time to be able to go out there and still compete and win 4 times this year. Pretty cool. Pretty cool year. Congratulations, Parker. It's an honor to give $5,000 in scholarships away this weekend, and we're very, very humbled to be asked to be part of this event. So we have a few that are bowling in this squad that we'd like to recognize. Arian Picarelli. $250 scholarship. Here you go, bud. Cool, you go to $250 for your first ball, right? Ava Lazella. Maggie Thompson. Jonathan Durant. Congratulations. And last but not least, I know this person's won a scholarship before, and a really great representative of Both Life Foundation. We're proud that you're part of the Both Life family. All of you. You guys raise your hand if you've ever won a Both Life scholarship. Cool. Congratulations. Justin Goodspeed. Full break this weekend. Have a blast, and good luck to all of you.
If you don't mind to stay out there on the approach, all those scholarship winners that just received $250, can we please get you out on the approach and take one quick picture with Chuck and the Bold for Life Foundation? This is really a special moment, folks. All of these children that are out there, boys and girls, are receiving this just by entering the event. It has nothing to do with their ultimate score. 20 bowlers, all receiving $250 apiece. Once again, thank you and thank you. Okay, and now, right before things get underway, folks, we always like to play the national anthem, especially before our first squad starts. But we have a special guest for today and tomorrow. The special guest for this year's event, he will be playing the national anthem with his violin How about a really nice hand for Frank Paracone, who, by the way, we're turning 80 next week. So Frank is going to come out here and play the national anthem for us. Please, if you can, stand and remove your caps. And give Frank your undivided attention. Thank you. He is going to be 80 next week and still takes lessons today to try to get better out on the lanes. So, Frank Paracone, thank you very much for an outstanding national anthem. Certainly appreciate it. All right, everybody. You know the rules. The lanes are going to come on right now. You're going to get 10 minutes of practice, and then we're going to start everybody to get things underway. This is the Red King Iron Council, and you should be able to start practice.
And good morning, everyone, from Howell Lanes in Howell, New Jersey. This is squad number 4 throwing the practice shots for the 23rd edition of this Parker Bohn III Scholarship Tournament. I'm $2 Phil, bringing you through the entire weekend. We'll get some special guests in the booth all day long. We have 3 squads today. We have 2 regular squads, This squad and squad number 5 at 12:30 p.m. Eastern are open to all. Our 6th and final squad starts at 4 p.m. Eastern. That's only open to bowlers that have already bowled once in the tournament and are taking the re-entry option. And we'll get down to our top 16 in the boys and girls 18 and under division today, heading to the bracketed double elimination match play tomorrow. There'll be 2-game total pin matches deciding things in that bracket. And by the end of today, we'll have our final entry counts for the 15 and under boys and girls divisions. And we'll see what type of brackets we'll have for that tomorrow. All action tomorrow starts 9 a.m. Eastern here from Howell Lanes. We'll talk a little bit more about this 42-foot pattern designed especially for this tournament and give you some player introductions when we come back after the players finish the practice. About 7 minutes remaining. just over a minute remaining on the practice for these young players. And we'll have a couple additional announcements from our tournament host, Parker Bohn III. And we will be underway with marking for score. 5 games to qualify in this block. And you'll see fresh faces coming into our spotlight pair here in 7 and 8 each and every game all day long. All right, and with the announcements from Parker Bohn III, we are going to be underway here with squad at number 4. 5-game qualifying block. And let's introduce you to your players. There you see leading off as bowler A on lanes 7 and 8. You got Maxwell Benoit. Bowler B is going to be Braden Brogan. Brogan had a nice finish last night in the Fun Baker doubles event. Leo Racine is your bowler C. Zachary Castle, your bowler D on this foursome. To open things up from Howell Lanes in Howell, New Jersey. I'm $2 Phil Brylow bringing you through the entire day today. Five games to qualify in this block. Qualifying squad number 5 will start at 12:30, and then the reentry squad and the final squad of this event will start at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. Scheduled start times, of course, those could change slightly as some bowlers may do a late drop and other bowlers trying to get into the event, so it kind of jumbled us around this morning already. And one would think that'll happen throughout the afternoon, so we'll be started close to those scheduled times. Just keep us on in the background, and when you start hearing pins fall, that's when you know it's your time to watch. If you're watching us on either the Justin Bohn channel or the Parker Bohn III Scholarship channel, and you're wondering, hey, how can I watch the other pairs? That's pretty easy. Best way to do it, open a second tab, keep the Strike Central feed open, because we'll have special guests coming in the booth all day long to chat. But then open that second tab and go back to YouTube. And when you get there, search for the Parker Bohn III Scholarship Tournament channel. And when you get there, you'll see all the pairs in play, including the Strike Central channel. But we've got every pair in the house covered in sets of 2, so like 9 through 12, 13 through 16, all the way up through 29 through 32. So you can follow your favorite young player all the way through their qualifying rounds. And then tomorrow when we begin the bracket and match play, you'll be able to follow your favorite player all the way through as well. Oh, the curse of the dreaded missed single pin. Seen that a lot so far this weekend. Chuck Gardner had a good chat about that yesterday. Stop blaming your lack of carry for missing cuts, because you're going to be honest with yourself, most of the time it's a missed makeable or 6 that really caused the problems. And if we do happen to get a young player on a hot streak, front 7 or 8, we'll be able to whip around over there and check it out. And haven't had a perfect game yet. We had a 286 yesterday. Play with the front 10. Vincent Bohn took that opening 286 game and rolled it into a plus 109 total for his 5 qualifying games in the 1230 squad yesterday. That total for Bohn. Leading the way for the under 18 boys. We'll give you a full rundown of all the top scores in the tournament so far when we get into game 2. And if you want to check out all the scores that have been thrown so far in the event, everything's in one place for this tournament. ParkerBohn3.com. Spell out Parker, spell out Bohn, use the number 3. ParkerBohn3.com. And that is everything you need to know about this 23rd annual event. Once again, this pattern, a fresh application for every round of the tournament. Quality cover there. Zachary Castle on that 3.67.10. 42 feet in length, 28.26. The milliliters of oil in the pattern, split pretty evenly between the forward pass and the reverse pass. And a maximum ratio outside to in of about 3.5 to 1. Pretty flat outside of 5, pretty flat between 13 and 13. And we really haven't seen too many of these young players try to get too deep too fast. Smart ones have just been playing what the lanes give them early. And subtle moves throughout the day with that volume in the pattern. A lot of these youth players, they don't throw the amount of surface that you see on the PBA Tour on a similar pattern. Chuck Gardner had a great talk with the players that sat in for a presentation yesterday about the necessity of surface in the modern game and the right surface on your equipment. Some of these young players might be taking the test this morning. Saw a few Avalon pads coming out late in practice. But that's the thing about tournament bowling. It's not just trying to win some money. Every shot you throw in a tournament is a learning experience for these young players. Braden Brogan's going to probably remember after game one is don't miss single pins. We know the pattern's tough, but we also know the pattern's scoreable. I mentioned Vincent Baines, 286 yesterday. Cindy Bohn, her last 3 games on Friday, shot the series in the 750s. Lots of new faces this morning we haven't seen on Thursdays or Fridays qualifying rounds. Lots of players coming in from other states for the remainder of the weekend. And Brogan can't tap the 9 out on the high flush hit. I'm sure you'll see many of these players on 2 squads today, unless they have a sufficient effort here on their opening squad to guarantee their way into Sunday's match play rounds. Once again, it'll be a bracket of match play. Two-game total pin matches, double elimination in the bracket, so you definitely do not want to go in that bracket on the contenders side. Let's use the nice word on that. The contenders bracket. Yeah. It's the one-loss bracket. It's not a losers bracket. Yes, you've lost, but it's only one loss. You're not a full loser until you're out the second match with 2 losses to your record. But that's just my opinion. What do I know? Lots of opinions to be shared today. We have 15 games of bowling we're bringing you. This is just the first of 15. 3 qualifying squads, 5 games apiece. Next qualifying squad is at 12:30 p.m. Eastern. We're at Howell Lanes in Howell, New Jersey. I'm $2 Phil Brilo and myself and 10 on the Deck Productions. Bringing you all the action all the way through this 23rd annual Parker Bohn III Scholarship Tournament. We'll have new players coming into play. New faces to watch, new styles to see throw as the PB3 rolls on.
mic. You hit my mic. I usually hit my mic. I usually hit my mic. Yeah. Also, if I wouldn't know my spares, that's too much. Too many my spares, that's 2 times.
Good start.
I don't know, that's not what I want. Yeah, 13. Following the curve, but I'm going to break on. That's good.
any parents to stay home. Y'all with my kids? You done? Go get you out. Can't give an answer. We ain't coming to the next phone. When you stay home for a couple of hours, and you ready to figure, say what's going on, then we go back to the you're going to run into the same situation as another thing. But if you learn from it, you're ready for it. You don't learn from it, you're not ready for it. I told him earlier, I said, the right man that takes the time to do that. Okay, no problem. If you know how to work out, right? Go too late for dinner. Like I'm saying, made up. And then the next shot, I went to the nose. I said, move forward right with your feet and get the time. I said, huh? I said, move right. Trust me. Just trust me on that. What do you do? You go double, the big frame, and then you come out and say, right? There are things I know from experience, but I've done it. I've seen it. I work with people who've done it, you know? One of the things that you're trying to get the experience, seeing it, you're going to get it. But I already I got double your age right now. If there's experience with it, I know what the moves are going to be, you know? Yeah. Bowling like chess, right? Right. Yep. The more you play, the more you know, you understand the moves you got to make. And that's what I told you. When you look at me, I said, I think you got to told you I didn't learn how to play chess. So it'll help your brain to think. Right. Slow you down. You got to think things 2 or 3 moves ahead.
While we're waiting for our next pairs to come on, you see the masking unit, the side of the masking unit for rev rates. Take a look at the inside of rev rates right now. A little activity going on. Parker Bohn talking things over with Eric Krause. We got a couple of lessons going on. My buddy CJ from last night taking a toss out there. His brother Nelson throwing a few too, but that's where our finals are taking place tomorrow morning. 9 a.m., most likely starting with the girls 15 and under finals. That's going to be the smallest division we have, and then working our way through the day. But you see there, latest and greatest technology. You've got that Kegel torch right there that bowlers can practice targeting with. pretty darn cool place. And tournament director Justin Bohn just apparently throwing a couple balls to relax between games, waiting for those first game scores to come in. We'll get you those first game scores momentarily. Must be nice carrying messengers. I never could do that in my life. That's why I'm a commentator. And now out there on the lanes, we got players hitting the pair. And we should be started with game 2 momentarily. All right, entering game 2 of this 9 a.m. squad, 4th of 5 regular squads and their reentry squad at 4 p.m. Let's get you some player introductions. Your bowler A for this game is going to be Sean Buck. Bowler B, Adrian Piccarelli. Bowler C, Michael Shaworth, and Bowler D, Alexandria Sardis. I'm going to have to let someone know they all these players are in the 18 and under division. Game one scores starting to roll in. We'll get you some high scores momentarily. Game one for these players. Buck started with 204. Picarelli 109. Youch, that's a tough start. Chaworth 154. Sardis 168. Andrew Blaney, who bowled with Brandon Bohn, taking down the doubles event last night. Hot start for Blaney, 257. Ian Harmon, also in the 18 and under boys, 256. On the under 18 girls side, only a couple players over 200 the first game. Abigail Starkey with 211. Kirsten Michelle at 209. And in the under 15 boys, high score was Maxwell Benoit, who you saw here on the feature pair game one. His 190 game leading the squad in the 15 under boys after one game. got to be something in the water. It seems like every game, but one or two this weekend, I've had a lefty on the pair. Like lefties supposedly are 10% of the population. I don't think that's the case here in bowling in the East Coast. Might be 25% of the population. Of course, the righties would want it 50-50 because then obviously, you know, both sides will wear down the same and such. So we've got 3 squads in the books already. Let's give you a rundown of your leaders currently. On the under 15 girls, Abigail Montgomery and Melanie Delioso are your leaders at 5-game total of 745 and 721 respectively. Abby Turner third at 700. So we'll have to see depending on entries. That may only be a 4-player final tomorrow. We've got Ava Mazzella bowling on this squad. Mazzella starts with 150. For the 15 and under boys, Bill Cunningham, the second. Quality block yesterday on the 1230 squad. No games under 197. Got himself to a plus 93 total. 218.6 average. Donovan Klein second. Maxwell Benoit, well, if he keeps averaging 190, he may make it. 8th place coming in this morning was Michael Fogarty at minus 134. So if they're getting to 16 players for that bracket, not sure if they're going to get there. But if they do make it to 16, you know, you estimate the cut, half the squad's done, minus 134. It's going to, I think in the boys 15 and under, you shoot about 90 under or better. You're going to see competition tomorrow. In the 18 and under boys, Vincent Bohn, we mentioned, he rode that solid 286 first game through the rest of the block. Came back after a 147 in game 2. And put himself at a plus 109 total. Aiden Davis second, plus 99. Nicholas Platoni third, plus 75. Eighth after yesterday's competition is minus 11. So one would think that anybody in the plus should make it tomorrow. Well, I was busy looking at scores and gabbing. missed out on some activity right next door. As we'll get the last shot here. I believe it's John Tucker, 279. Following up a rough start, 147, so right back in contention. Pardon me, that was Andrew Blaney firing the 279. Went the wrong way with my lane movement sheet. So Blaney hot out of the gates, 257, 279. Once you get to tomorrow, it doesn't matter. You're first or 16th. You're just getting a seating position in the bracket. 2-game total pin matches, double elimination on the format. Until we get down to our final two. And I'll be heading back over to Rev Rates. Hey, there's one of the people that this tournament could not happen the way it does. And there she goes, Leslie Bohn. Try giving her the spotlight for a second, she walks away. She doesn't shy away from the spotlight, but she doesn't look for it either. But yeah, her and Justin getting things going with this tournament. Like Parker said on Friday when we had him in the booth, it's just my name on the tournament. All the hard work goes to the family and the volunteers. So we gave you all the rundowns of the divisions up until we got to the 1800 girls. Sydney Bohn, your leader on that we mentioned earlier. Rough start on the first squad of the event on Thursday, 163, 148. And changes of ball, target line, attitude, I don't know, all the above. 245, 264, 249 for her final three to get to plus 69. Only female in the positive at this point in time. Haley Lindley second. At -4, Vivian Luna, recent winner of the PBA Junior National Qualifier for the East Region, in third at -23. Eighth after the first three squads was Alexandra Sardis. You're seeing here on this pair, she's re-entering. Sardis -111. She knew that score wasn't going to hold up. One would think, yeah, that cut's going to be in around the, I'd think anywhere between -50 and 70 at the rate the scores will be and the number of young ladies that are now bowling over these last three squads. It's definitely going to take the entry count way up on the 18 and under girls side. So, hey, if you're playing Guess the Cut at home with $2 fill, I'm going to say 55 to the under for the girls. I'm going to say 5 over for the boys and the 18 and under divisions. 15 and under boys. About the same as the 18 and under girls, probably -55. And it'll take about a 155 average for the 15 and under girls to get into tomorrow's match play rounds. Taking a look around Howell Lanes. Seeing if we have any other big scores on the board. As I almost cruised right by Blaze. 279. Sometimes the toughest things to pick up in a bowling center are the ones that are right in front of you. You're looking around trying to cover 26 lanes and one lane over from your booth. There goes something really good and you almost miss it. Of course, the crowd really wasn't into it for the first 9 shots. I think their first shot in the 10th and the disappointment of the 9-pin for the crowd to react to Blaney's pursuit of perfection. So only a couple of pairs finishing up game 2, this being one of them. Going to give you a little audio intermission. We're going to let you enjoy the ambient sounds and gorgeous sights inside of Howell Lanes. As player movement and more new faces coming into our spotlight pair here on 7 and 8. As the 23rd edition of the Parker Bohn Scholarship Tournament rolls on throughout the weekend. Game 3. Squad 4. Day 3 of the PB3 scholarship tournament. $2 Phil Brillo and 10 on the Deck Productions bring you all the action all the way across the house all weekend long here from Howell Lanes in Howell, New Jersey. This is the first of 3 qualifying squads today. Last day of qualifying for this event. Next squad at 12:30 p.m. and our reentry squad at 4 p.m. Those times both Eastern. As we whittle our way down to the top 16 boys and girls in the 18 and under division, and the number of entries advancing tomorrow yet to be determined in the 15 and under divisions. One thing to keep in mind, however, the pay ratio is 1-4 for scholarships. So even though we're going to have a ton of entries in the under 18 boys and girls division, only 16 will advance to match play tomorrow. However, that 1-4 ratio will cash. And since we're going to be well over, it should be 130 entries in the boys division, probably more. Probably close, yeah, probably closer to 140. So if that's the case, we'll get about 35 young men that'll cash for some quality scholarship money. And hey, I want to thank Chuck Gardner, Deb Gardner, and Bowl for Life. Once again, another presentation this morning, as Bowl for Life has donated $5,000 in scholarships to this event. But it's not being given out by how the players bowl. It's a random drawing. We've already picked the winners. So some winners are going to walk in the door of the 12:30 squad, and they're going to win a $250 scholarship just by walking in the door. As it was just a random draw. And when Chuck Gardner asked during the morning presentation of this $250 scholarships how many young players here had received in one way or another a Bowl for Life scholarship, about 35 hands, 40 hands went up. And they've received those scholarships over the last 4 or 5 years. That was pretty impressive to see. There are even some fans in the crowd, older siblings and such, that no longer are in youth leagues, but they raised their hands as well. That was cool to see. Out here supporting the family and remembering how nice Bowl for Life was to them. So new faces here in the spotlight pair in Game 3. These players all started on 21 and 22 this morning. And they'll keep moving across the house for their final 2 games. Evan Hatzman, your bowler A on your scoreboards. Mason Doan, bowler B. Jeffrey Swisher, bowler C. Aaron Abrams, bowler D. Doan leading this foursome with a score of -4 after his first 2 games. Your runaway leader right now in the boys 18 and under on this squad, Andrew Blaney, caught the end of his game 2 where he had the front 9 for 279, opened with 257. At plus 136, he throws a series of just even 200 games right now, and he'll be your leader going into tomorrow. But once again, all that does is get you your seating position on who you're going to bowl for your first match in the morning. All you have to do is make that top 16. Doesn't matter where you finish in it. once you get to tomorrow morning, you have as good of a chance as any of the other 15 players in the bracket with you to take home this Parker Bohn, the third scholarship tournament title for the 23rd edition. And speaking of PB3, good morning, sir.
Good morning, Phil. How are you today?
Not too bad. It's been a good weekend. It's been the parents here, the support from the parents has been pretty amazing. I had a bunch of them tap me on the shoulder asking me where the families can watch back home and stuff, and they really want to make sure that they're supporting their young players out here on the lanes.
Yeah, this is it's really, really cool. It honestly is. You know, I only have the fortunate pleasure, and maybe I'll say it, I'm glad it's only one weekend a year, but I put the tournament director hat on. The bowling ball is obviously in the bag, actually at home right now. But more importantly, we try to run an event that everybody can enjoy and take part of. You know, scores, there's a wide variety of scores. I look at it this way. If you enjoy yourself out on the lanes and watching the competition that's going on the lanes, the scores are only bonus at the end. And hopefully you can acquire the scores that you're set out to achieve.
And yeah, there were some smiles put on faces this morning once again by Chuck Gardner. I just talked about before you sat down. What a great foundation he has with Bowl for Life. Absolutely phenomenal.
Unbelievable. When you think about the competitors that are out here bowling, the youth competitors we're talking about, not the adults by any means. And you look at the formation behind Bowl for Life, and they want to really stick behind the kids to allow them to further their education and continue to bowl in our sport. Let's face it, look at the time and efforts that Chuck Gardner and Deb together have put into our wonderful sport. The fact that they've got that going out there. And for us, fortunately, they brought into play here $5,000 in scholarship money, and it did not matter how they were going to bowl.
Right. I mean, it's got to loosen a couple of arm swings knowing that there's already $250 in scholarship money in your back pocket just from showing up today.
I would think so. I mean, I'll tell you what, I'd love nothing more than to enter a tournament, and before I throw ball one, they say, hey, by the way, here's a check.
Yeah, no doubt. Hey, we had Andrew Bailey on the pair next to our spotlight pair here, and he just fired 279 in game two. He bowled with Brandon last night, correct?
Yes, he did.
Blind doubles, and they took home the title?
They fortunately walked away victorious, so we'll have to present them their hardware here later on this afternoon when they both get here in person in front of everybody. But he did. He bowled spectacular last night. Maybe not as good as he wanted to, but when I say that, I know that Brandon had his faults too. So it takes a team to win. It takes a team to lose.
Yes.
And fortunately, they did what they needed to do to come out on top when it was all said and done. So, and obviously, he's continued to pace today. He's got two stellar games. He bowled 250 and 270 out of the gate. And, even by talking to his dad there a minute ago, and I say this laughingly because coincidentally, me being left-handed, his dad said, he goes, yeah, I came to this pair, and there was 3 left-handers on this pair. So for him, he was basically, he moves right to the same spot where he started game one.
I just thought I said there's got to be something in the water here on the East Coast. Like every game, it seems like I've had a lefty on the spotlight pair. It's like 25, seems like 25% of the bowlers are left-handed, but it's supposed to be 10% of the population.
Maybe they all come here because they know Parker Bohn's left-handed.
Well, and that's why I'm here. I'm a fellow lefty as well, so.
Well, appreciate it.
Yeah.
Trust me, from my heart. I'm glad, once again, I'm glad to see that you can make it this year. I know that you've allowed us to use your video cameras and all the live streaming stuff, and Chuck and Tom Russo Jr. did an outstanding job the last couple of years, but allowing them to do other things within the tournament and you coming here and taking place and seeing what it's all about, from my heart, I can't thank you enough.
It's appreciated. It's such a phenomenal event to be a part of, and I think the world should know how. I mean, there's a lot of great youth tours out there, and everybody's got their little tours in their areas and that kind of thing. But these standalone events, the big ones like this, and we mentioned the Sean Yonan last time we were in the booth, and Sheboygan from where I was from that was there. Now I've got the Junior Hall of Fame. I was talking to Chuck Gardner about that yesterday. He wants Bowl for Life to help them out too, and it's just, the standalone events, it's that you get that little something extra for the kids that they don't get at the tour stops, and it's really fun to be a part of this. And I mean, they got the knowledge. How often do you get knowledge from Chuck Gardner and Bill O'Neill if you're a young player?
Unbelievable.
Where else are you going to get it?
Yeah, and you honestly, you can't put a price on that.
Right.
Here's a guy that's lived through the tour itself. He was a tour player at one time, and now he's been a ball rep basically for the last 30 or 35 years. Okay, so his career has an endless amount of length to it, longevity, and he's worked with a lot, if not most of the great players of his era. And then you take somebody who is out on tour right now, Bill O'Neill, not just a quality player, but he's up there amongst the top every single week. He's won 13 times on the tour. He's already qualified, will be in the Hall of Fame when that time frame comes. And now the two of them together are on the lanes for the better part of 45 minutes or an hour, sharing their knowledge to try to help the youth. Let me remove Parker Bohn here. We're talking about two outsiders. My God, that's incredible.
Yeah, it was really neat to see, and the kids that were in there were absolutely enraptured with the talk that Chuck and Bill O'Neill gave, and they even tolerated Matt Russo a little bit too. All that Matt wants to talk about is that purple hammer. That's all Matt wanted to talk about.
Yeah, well, they made sure that they let him know about that. So he might have to get a different color ball in his hand at some point.
So 42-foot pattern, it's playing fair. It seems to be a good balance of lefties and righties across the lane, and that's the one thing that's always, when you're on tour, everybody always talking about equity side to side. Is it more the house that's given it equity here? I've heard that Howell Lanes isn't exactly the easiest house to bowl on with a house pattern.
Well, you know what it is. The bowling facility itself has a fair amount of lineage in it. So I don't want to say it's a high friction center by any means, especially not with this lane surface that we have here. Mm-hmm. But because there's a lot of lineage, the right side of the lane will have a tendency to break down. Okay. So keep that in mind. Lanes are going to change a little bit, and we all know that they change more or rapidly on the right than they do on the left. But when we looked at trying to put something out there, I talked to John Janowitz down in Kegel and talked to him and discussed it. And I said, look, I want something that's out there this year that's going to be medium scoring. Give the kids an opportunity. We run one event a year. I don't want to make it catastrophic, but I want them to have a chance. Keep in mind, we're going to re-oil the lanes, strip and re-oil the lanes basically every 5 games. Yeah. So the lanes aren't going to break down and get silly. They're going to break down to where they are playable from all different angles.
I mean, we've seen it on the PBA tour where 5 games in on some of these 42, 43-foot patterns, you already got some of the pros on the right side in front of the ball return. Now, these kids are getting nowhere near that at this point at the end when they get in their 5th games. I haven't seen anybody left the third, really that much left the third, maybe 4th arrow tops.
Yeah, 4th arrow's probably been as deep as I've seen some of the kids right now. But when we say that, you still got to play what the lane is giving you, and keep that in mind. If you need to get in there, I want you to be able to get in there. But at the same time, I can look at all the right-handers, and I feel like I'm good friends with all of them. I think that when they have to change their game and get in front of the ball return, that now their game becomes much different element or different entity than they are when they're bowling normally somewhere else on the approach.
Let's change it up a little bit because this is pretty cool. So we have this big tournament going on out here, and I've been teasing rev rates a little bit, and here we go. We're gonna sneak everybody a peek of where they're going to be bowling the championship matches for each division tomorrow. Matt Russo there giving a lesson to a young player, and they can track everything during practice. That's amazing. You get your number of attempts, your number of successful attempts if you're bowling at full racks. Get your carry percent. That's pretty cool. Everything you have inside of rev rates. Yeah, everything that we tried to do there. We wanted to make a training facility where everybody in the Northeast and other parts of the country, if they want to come. We wanted to give them a training center opportunity to come in and learn bowling on whatever level they wanted to learn from. Okay, so the vast majority of bowlers can come in there and just open play. When I say that, just go out there and bowl like all the other times. But if you look, we've got 5 lanes in there, and every single day we have at least one sport pattern of some sort down. Okay. Some days it may be short, some days it may be a little bit longer. But the fact that we've got 2 pairs in there, a lot of times we have 2 different patterns down there. So the people can come in there, even if they're open bowlers that are just novice and they want to bowl, pattern to them doesn't make a difference. But for the higher end bowler or the person that wants to work at their game, they can go out there and work at their game going accordingly. Then on lane 5, if you notice there, it's blank right now, but we brought in 4 brand new GSX machines and got rid of the machines that were in there. But lane 5 is a string pin machine. I saw that. That threw me off the first time I saw it because I saw the pinfall go down. I'm like going, hold on, that's strings. I've seen strings before. I'm like, well, and I was kind of asking, I asked Justin a little bit yesterday, like, what was the thought process behind going strings for number 5?
Well, the purpose behind that, and I had a lot to do with that when we were sitting down there putting our heads together. I did not want to leave that odd lane in the bowling center itself, okay? Because, let's face it, most leagues bowl, and let me use right here at Howell Lanes, lane 7 on down, you're not going to put an open bowler on lane 6 when you got the lead going from 7 on down.
Right.
So put the odd lane in for us. When we put the odd lane in for us, now I'm going to look at the vast majority of bowlers, and Phil, I can talk from my level. More than likely, I may not bowl in a tournament with string pin machines. Although they had a big, significant event about a year ago down in Florida on the string pin machines, I didn't take place in that. So when I look at that, remove me from the situation. If I do bowl one, it's not going to be more than one. But these kids, the youth of today, more than likely they're going to bowl not just one, but they're going to bowl a fair amount of significant tournaments on string pin.
Right.
I want them to get a feel of what it's like, what your ball does, how the pins interact with each other, so that you're not caught off guard when you go to a facility that has that opportunity or offer.
It's going to be interesting because, I mean, the USBC right now is analyzing. There's 5 manufacturers that I know of that I've seen at Bowl Expo that have string pin setters. And if it's going to end up being just a standardization of how long the strings can be and that kind of thing, and it's going to be interesting to see how that goes. But, yeah, I'm fully with you. I think there's going to be more events. There's going to be more bowling centers, especially that are built. And the main reason is the safety reason for the people who are working on them. Is that you got to train somebody to work on those GSX pin setters. They got to know everything, and they got to be safe around them. There's not too many ways you can get hurt on those string pin setters unless you're, pardon the term, really stupid and, put your head down by the pins or something like that. Yeah. So you're going to see more and more bowling centers as they open. I mean, older centers close, and there's new recreational type centers that are opening, and a lot of them are going to string pins.
Well, they are, and one of the other things on top of that is the cost effectiveness. Where you need a full-fledged mechanic, everybody is trying to streamline and figure out how to save $1.
Yeah.
So some of the bowling centers that are putting those in right now are finding out that they are a little bit more cost effective. Yes, there's going to have to be maintenance to keep up with. It doesn't matter what machine you put back there.
Yeah.
But the maintenance levels at the present moment certainly appear to be much less than what they were. So if we go back to our 5-lane facility that we have there, you notice we have Spark. We brought in Spark Scoring. It's the latest scoring by Brunswick there. That interfaces with the machine down at the other end that can give you some information, let's say percentages on strikes or percentages on spare shooting. It'll also show how fast you're throwing the bowling ball. Okay, we want to make sure that we keep up the speed with that. But probably one of the biggest things, besides games and attraction, that will bring in the average bowler in there, one of the largest things that we have in there that we're finding a lot of bowlers are using is after they're out there for 15 or 20 minutes, they have a problem shooting 10 pins. Or let's say in a case like this, the young man that Matt Russo's working with right now, he's got the 3-6-10 up there. We can set up the 3-6-10 as many times as we want.
I noticed across the top of the scoreboard you can see it's 3-6-10, 3-6-10, 3-6-10.
Yep.
So he's been working on that for a while.
So he's practicing the 3-6-10, and if you look at the numbers that we have up there, it'll show his percentage of actually how many times he's made the 3-6-10. So if you want to sit there and work at your game and try to continue to get better and better, this will give you the opportunity to shoot any spare combination that you would normally leave, including, Phil, I have to laugh, some spare combinations that you don't ordinarily see. So you can have some fun with it as much as you want. You can go out there and up your game and your skill level on top of the lane patterns that are out there. And then, although you can't really see it right here, down in the middle there on 3 and 4, we put Specto in.
Okay.
The purpose for Specto, it really elevates once again what your numbers are as far as your launch angles, how fast you're throwing it, what target you're hitting, okay, the entry angle into the pocket, your rev rate. When you look at those things there, numbers don't lie.
Yeah.
So now how consistent can you be?
Yeah, it's like the straight tracks on Fox and FS1 on steroids, because it's basically Specto they use to do that. But when you have the app to go with it, it's amazing all the data you can get off of that. It really is.
Yeah.
I have the data on my laptop, so I'm going to try to work on it tonight so to integrate that for the finals tomorrow. But yeah, you saw Matt Russo push the buttons and change it up. Instead of shooting at 3-6-10s now, young man's shooting at 3-10s.
Correct.
So it's beautiful.
So we really tried to elevate it. And, you know, I've said it before, and I'm going to say it once again, that we are trying to become the area in the Northeast that people can go. Kegel and USBC headquarters, they have an endless wealth of knowledge. We are not going to compare to their wealth of knowledge when it comes to lanes and patterns and things that they can do within the lanes. But when I look at the people in our area that want to up their game and get better, you can go down there for lessons, but you can also come here locally, not only for lessons, but literally pay and get that lane for yourself to work on your own game.
Evan Hatt's been having a nice run right now. He's got a 5-bagger going into the 10th frame. So he's looking at possibly popping 249 out there. That would get him almost into the plus after his first 2 games. So he's coming back off of a 156 game, and a heck of a bounce-back way to do it.
That is a big bounce back. When you bowl 150, there's nothing harder than going to the next pair knowing that you just had a catastrophic game. But, you know, whether it's a game or a frame, you have to think positive and go out there and turn things around for yourself. And, well, at the present moment, he's certainly doing that.
The memory bank's got to have a pretty quick dump button in this sport, I've learned over the years.
I like the way you say that, the dump button.
Push the dump button. Just like on broadcasting. Hit the dump button. Get rid of the stuff you just did before you get back on air. So we're all full for the 12:30 squads and 4 o'clock squads, correct?
Yeah, we are full for all of those. And, you know, we may have a few bowlers out and a couple of different bowlers going in. We certainly have a waiting list on both of those squads there. But after the 4 o'clock gets underway, then we will know exactly the numbers that we have in all 4 of our divisions. We have U15 girls, U15 boys, U18 girls, U18 boys. And then that will give us the numbers of the finalists that will come back to compete starting at 9 a.m. tomorrow.
Yeah.
And one of the biggest things, the great thing by you showing that the private sector that we have there, rev rates, we're going to contest the vast majority of the tournament out here in the regular bowling facility.
Yep.
We still have the same lane beds, the Brunswick Synthetics, that we're going to have over there, with just different machines in the back. But the final 2 competitors in each division, respectfully, will compete inside of rev rates for the chance at the title.
Yeah. And it's going to be neat because you're going to be able to, you know, if there's still competition going on here, you can close the doors. The cheer can go on nice and loud. It's not going to throw off the bowlers that are out here. So it's a perfect little finale venue for this event.
Yeah, that's what we're looking forward to. And you know, that was, I'll say, kind of luck of the draw falling out that way. You know, we didn't realize that we would have that opportunity quite as much. But the way that it all got formulated, when you're having an event out here, you can actually stage your own little mini TV show. And well, we want those 2 bowlers in that final escapade to actually feel that when they're out there bowling.
Yeah, it's going to be a phenomenal place to finish this event, no doubt about it. So we're wrapping up Game 3. A couple more games to go on this squad. A couple more squads to go today. And, yeah, I'm really looking forward to that match play stuff tomorrow. And even though we're going to be in rev rates, broadcasting the finals on the Strike Central channel, if you're watching us on Justin Bohn's channel or on the Parker Bohn III Scholarship Tournament page, you're still going to be able to follow your favorite players as they go through the match play bracket, just like you do right now. It's going to be ambient sound, but, hey, you can cheer on from home. Give your own commentary while it's on.
That's for sure. You know it.
Parker, thanks for sitting in for another game with us. We're going to get into Game 4 momentarily, and appreciate everything this weekend,
Phil,
sir.
Thank you, and we'll see you in a little bit.
Game 4 coming up next.
Alan knows all my balls. I don't know why he doesn't drill on the side. He just says he's standing there drilling. This kid does. Yeah, he holds the line. We get nines there. I got him with the ball.
And game 4, we've got some young ladies moving into the spotlight pair. We'll get you a 3-game scoring update momentarily. Your bowler A on your score sheet this game is Ashley Custer, Caitlin Stull, bowler B, Amy Trzanowski, bowler C, Savannah Swatacha, bowler D. Had a nice chat with Savannah last night. She had a cool jersey on last night for the bowler's emergency room. It's my favorite jersey of the weekend so far. And a quality New York State jersey on Savannah at the moment. Still leading this foursome with a minus 34 total through 2 games, waiting on the 3rd game scores to come in. And we'll give you an update. There's days where I don't feel as old as I actually am, and then there's days like this where you look at somebody wearing a Teen Masters jersey, and it's the year of your 40th anniversary for your high school reunion, and you just go, yeah, I'm old. That's what we got right now. Custer having class of 2025 on there. Stull going to be stepping up now. 200 in game 3 for Stull, so she's at minus 34. Pretty close to the lead on the squad, unofficially. As Kirsten Michelle, I'm sorry, that would probably be Kristen Michael. I'll get the proper pronunciation from the family when they come down. At minus 33, then Stull at minus 34. And Eliana Ochino at minus 40. Your top 3 on the squad through 3 games. Once again, all pairs in play during qualifying and match play. Available to you if you're watching us on the Justin Bohn YouTube page and you want to see other action. Keep that tab open. Open up a second tab in your browser. Go back to YouTube and type in the search bar Parker Bohn 3 Scholarship Tournament, and you'll land on that YouTube page. And not only will you see the Strike Central stream, but you will also see the other 6 streams, all 26 lanes in play, available for you to watch your favorite player, or hey, find a new favorite player if the one that used to be your favorite isn't bowling well. And like we said, all weekend long, you're going to be able to catch every ball of qualifying, every ball of the match play round tomorrow, as we'll be wrapping up this 23rd edition of the Parker Bohn III Scholarship Tournament. Good having Parker chatting last game. Trying to get somebody else in during game 5. Staff here is just, it's amazing. The volunteers that are helping out, they're getting scores. Scores turn around so quick. Is that a book or a lottery ticket? My goodness. Just taking a look next door and watching someone scratch. It's a $10 ticket, and it's about the size. It's about the size of a magazine cover. You can get carpal tunnel from scratching more than one of those off, I think. That's a lot of scratching for $10. There's a joke in there somewhere, but I'm going to leave it alone. This is a youth tournament, by the way. Czerzinowski off to a hot start. Spare 3-bagger. Stull open 3-bagger to try to keep match. Make it 4 in a row for Czerzinowski. You can see there's numerous sponsor banners across the center. If you're watching from pair to pair, following your favorite player, you've seen the banners for I Am Bowling, Storm Youth Championships, Brunswick, Buddy's Pro Shop, Manchester Accounting, Bowl for Life, Tom Russo Photography, the PBA, Bones Elite Training, and of course you see here for Rev Rates. But my favorite sponsor this weekend, Rita's Ice. That is some good Italian ice. That's some quality gelato. And yeah, I can't wait for the visit from Rita's Ice today. Last night was some quality Italian lemon ice with a little vanilla gelato on top just to smooth it out of here. It was a thing of beauty. Absolute thing of beauty. Check out RitasIce.com. Check out TomRussoPhotography.com for all your making memories needs. Tom's been taking some great action photos of the players and the rev rates during the weekend. This some of these players. A couple of them, you should have dressed them up in red and green. Could have made it a Christmas card, cover of a Christmas card. As pretty as the forms are. Chursanowski 5-bagger as I ramble. Pretty good jersey coming up on lane 9. Corey Nurse has got the sea turtle on the back and on the front. That is the one thing that's fun with being able to design your own jerseys. If you got a favorite animal, favorite pet. I've seen jerseys that people have pictures of their pets on them. Oh, almost took down the 24810. But the open frame for Stull. She tries to pace her way into tomorrow's match play. I've got my $2 Phil jersey on today. It's raining $2 bills on my jersey and on the back, of course. Nobody knows me as Brilo. I don't have my last name on my bowling jersey. Nope. $2 Phil. And since it's trademarked, that's what a lot of people ask. How can Jason Belmonte wear Belmo on his jersey when he's bowling PBA events? Well, it's trademarked. If you trademark your nickname, it's considered your name for on your bowling jersey for the PBA. So with $2 Phil being trademarked, if I wanted to wear this jersey in PBA competition, I could. Like I said, more people know me as $2 Phil than Phil Brilo over the years of covering bowling across the country. Started with bowling TV shows in 2007 back in Wisconsin. Had somebody told me youth bowling for TV wouldn't work. Yeah, it worked for 12 years, ladies and gentlemen. The only reason it's still not going is because the Spectrum Sports channel we were broadcasting on changed to Spectrum News. But still have some youth events around Wisconsin, and glad to be part of this great youth event out here in New Jersey. And of course, 2014 brought on board by Mike Jakubowski and Jeff Goodger to be part of that extra frame crew. All the way through 2018 when that dirty little F word took over the live streaming for the PBA. Hung out for 18 months with them and then started doing my own thing. And it's been fun being back as part of the PBA coverage outside of Flow during 2022. We cover the RPI with the PBA. 10 on the Deck Productions covered the PBA Junior National Championship match play rounds in Euless, Texas. Before that, televised finals on Fox Sports 1. We've covered a number of regionals for the PBA, and we also covered the PBA League qualifying rounds in Portland, Maine. And it's good to be part of this PB3 event here in New Jersey. So Chursanowski looking for a possible 268 if she can polish off the 9th and 10th frames. She's currently at minus 124 for her first 3 games. So if she can lock this game down and another solid effort in game 5, she can put up a big enough total to make it into tomorrow's match play round. Otherwise, there may be a re-entry in the future, but you got to be feeling pretty good coming off of games like this. We saw it with Sydney Bohn on Thursday. Terrible start, 100 under for 2, and finished 60-some pins over for the day. Just take a quick scan across the bowling center if we got any front bunches to look in on. No front bunches. But over on 17 and 18, we do have a player that's on spare and a 7-bagger. So after this foursome is done here on 7 and 8, we can go take a peek in. If that player is still making the run towards 290. So the player, Devin Kiesling, over on 17-18, if you go take a peek in on that. Kiesling already at plus 69 for his first 3, and he's looking to add 90 to that. Actually, we'll take a peek in a second here. As there's Kiesling stepping up. 200, 247, 222 so far for Kiesling. Pretty classic form there. And boy, I've got the announcers jinx going in full bore today. Oh, that was, I'm sorry. I thought that was, I didn't see an arrow up next to the bowler's name. Yeah, that was Kiesling. So, yeah, 7 count. Pardon me. Yeah, 7 count there. And just like an open frame to stop a little momentum. It's still a possible 256 now for Kiesling, and he's sitting in good shape for making tomorrow's match play round. And Trzynowski run away from the head pin here at the end of game 4. Sure, the 139, not something she's shot at very often here in 2022. Let me check the PB3 stats book. Yeah, this will be the first time Trzynowski shooting at the 139 in 2022. Basically, you just want to go for a light pocket hit here. You don't want to be too full on the head pin as you'll send the 3 away from the 9, and no lucky break. And still 224 on the board for Trzynowski. Good shape if she can finish out strong to possibly make tomorrow's finals. Single game of qualifying remaining here on the 9 a.m. squad. Next squad, 12:30 p.m. Our 5th and final regular qualifying squad for the 23rd annual PB3 Scholarship Tournament. And we are going to be underway with Game 5. We are underway with Game 5. Lane 7 and 8, our spotlight pair all weekend long for qualifying. And let's bring you who's on the pair this time and what letter they are so you can follow their scoreboards properly. We've got Jonathan Duran, your bowler A. Kai Struthers, we saw Struthers yesterday on this pair. They're in the late qualifying squad. Struthers having a good day today. He's your bowler B. He's at plus 16 on the boys 15 and under side through 4 games. Joshua Wishnick, your bowler C. Eva Mazzella in the girls 15 and under division, your bowler D. Duran, Struthers, Wishnick, all in the boys 15 and under. And as we mentioned, Struthers pacing the pack on this squad at plus 16 for his first 4. 186, 222, 217, 199. A pretty consistent morning so far for Struthers. That's one thing that we've noticed a bit of on this 42-foot pattern this weekend is that the balls that leak to the outside part of the lane just don't make it back. Unless you're throwing plastic like my little buddy CJ was last night, throwing it at about 6 miles an hour. Then it'll make it back, but that was also on the house pattern. He was actually bowling. They had the tournament pattern out this morning. I saw he was in rev rates for a lesson with his brother MJ, and they were working with Matt Russo for a little bit. And they had the tournament pattern out there, and CJ looked pretty comfortable on it. young man Justin Bohn said you're going to hear a lot from over the next few years in the youth ranks with Kai Struthers. Developmental team, I believe Justin said, for Junior Team USA. Of course, developmental teams for players that are 15 and younger. But hey, nothing wrong with taking the time to develop, and you could get into some international competition for Junior USA, Junior Team USA. After you get on the regular squad and at the pace Kai Struthers is going, I wouldn't surprise to see him there sooner than later. So 3 lefties on the pair, all in the boys 1500 division, the 1 righty. With Mazzella in the girls 15 and under division. Mazzella's real close to what that advancer number might be for the girls after 4 games. She had a little bit of a stumble with 156. In game 4. But a solid finish here for Mazzella, and she could find herself into tomorrow's match play competition. So we'll be taking a little break on the streams. Next one will start at 12:30. We have to put a fresh application of this 42-foot tournament pattern on the lanes here at Howell Lanes in Howell, New Jersey. Every squad getting a fresh application of the pattern. And then we'll get underway with the 12:30 squad, 5 games, and then our re-entry squad at 4 o'clock. The only way you can get in at 4 o'clock is if you bowled a previous squad of the tournament. And give it a second, third, fourth, maybe 5th chance. I'm not sure. I don't think we have any bowlers enter more than twice to this point. But I'm sure we'll see some 2-time entrants coming back for a 3rd attempt as they try to make their way into the top 16 in the girls 18 and under, boys 18 and under, and boys 15 and under divisions. Won't know the number of girls 15 and under finalists we're going to have until after all entries are closed this afternoon. And once again, we'll try to use some projected cut scores. As the afternoon progresses. I mentioned Struthers leading the pace by just a couple of pins over Maxwell Benware after 4 games, plus 16 for Struthers, plus 14 for Benware. Mazzella pacing the division for the girls 15 and under. She's the only participant in that division on the squad. Girls 18 and under. There's a few girls hanging around with that cut number I thought might be around minus 55. Eliana Ochino's at minus 63, same for Sierra Archangel. Kirsten Michelle minus 61, and leading the squad is Caitlin Stull at minus 46. Abigail Starkey not too far behind as well at minus 53. And then in the boys 18 and under division, Andrew Blaney just running away with the lead at this moment, as he's at plus 210 for 4 games. Just averaging a little, 252 and a half. Not much. 257, 279, 248, 226 for Blaney at this point. And the next closest player to Blaney in plus 210 is Ian Harmon at plus 51. Pardon me, Devin Kissling. Kissling we saw finish with 246 last game. Kissling at plus 115, but still almost 100 pins in the clear for Blaney, leading the squad. And I think that cut for the 18 and under boys is going to be probably about plus 10, maybe plus 15 at the way the scoring pace is going right now. By the time the 4 o'clock squad's done today, going into tomorrow morning, we'll have the final prize list for all the divisions, as there's still raffles, auction items still going on, and all the proceeds from all those raffles and auctions goes right into this year's prize funds for the players. 100% return and immediate for these young bowlers. So we're going to let you enjoy the rest of this qualifying round with the ambient sounds and gorgeous sights of Howell Lanes outside of Howell, New Jersey. 23rd annual Parker Bohn, the 3rd scholarship tournament. We'll pick up again with the new squad, new faces, some old faces, and me, $2 Phil Brilo, bringing it back 12:30 p.m. Eastern time, your start time for the next squad here for the PB3. See you later.